Okay, Mandira, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
Okay, so today we will be starting with the poem, The Voice of the Rain. Please open your book, page number 41, The Voice of the Rain. Okay, now this is a poem written by Walt Whitman, and his full name was Walter Whitman. Okay, and he was an American writer. He was also an essayist, journalist, and he is known as the father of the free verse. Okay, and you will find that the voice of the rain here, the poet is talking to the rain. Okay, he is personifying the rain and he is in conversation with the rain, and he translates that conversation for the readers, that is for the students, and he tells that how the rain origins, from where it origins, and how it again comes to the same place from where it has started its journey. So the poem is all about this. And when the poet asks the rain, the falling drops of the rain, that who is it? Who are you? And the rain replies, the rain surprisingly replies to the poet. Actually, it is an imagination. Okay. Because as I told you previously, that during those times, in previous times, the poets and the authors were very much connected to the nature, so they could feel, they used to personify the nature and they used to talk to the nature. So here the poet is actually imagining, it is his imagination that he is having a conversation with the drops of the rain, or the raindrops. And then he says that he asks the raindrops that who are you, and the rain replies that the rain is the poem of the earth. It is a very beautiful poem which describes the journey of the rain from its origin and again coming back to its origin. So you will find, and then the rain tells, and at last when the poet finishes his conversation with the rain, then he imagines, he tells us that the rain is the journey of the rain is compared to a journey of a song. Okay, as the rain originates from the earth, because see what happens here, the water cycle is also being explained but in a poetic way. Okay, I hope you know what is a water cycle, that the rain from the seas and ocean gets heated up and changes into vapor and rises above, and then again changes its form into clouds. There condensation takes place and it comes down again as a shower of rain. So similarly, the water cycle is explained to the readers and told that the rain is arising from the land, from the bottomless sea, and it rises above as a vapor which no one can feel, no one can touch, and it is intangible. And so it rises above and then it reaches to the sky. Here the sky is referred to as heaven, but see, heaven is a very beautiful place, but the rain doesn't stay there. Okay, we are looking this aspect in a poetic sense. So the rain doesn't stay there, it comes back because it has duties to perform. It has to nourish the planet, it has to give life to the seeds and the plants, and it has to perform its duties. So it returns back to the origin from where it started. That is, it comes back to the mother earth, to the planet, and it nourishes and beautifies the planet. This is the duty of the rain, and it is very beautifully explained. And then the poet compares the coming of the rain to the song, to the making of a song. He says, just as the rain arises in the atmosphere, similarly the song arises in the heart of the poet, and then it goes to its readers, it travels to its readers, and whether it is acknowledged or not, it again comes back with all due love, comes back to the poet. So this is the summary of the poem. Now we will read the poem line by line. Okay. And who art thou, said I, to the soft falling shower, which, strange to tell, gave me an answer as here translated. So here, see, in the very beginning, the poet is questioning the rain. Okay, he is asking a question. Who art thou? Thou here means you. and he's asking this to the gentle falling raindrops. He's asking this question to the raindrops, and he then says that which very strangely answers the question. The poet feels that the rain is answering the poet's question, which, strange to tell, gave me an answer. And the rain answered, and what did the poet do? The poet translated the answer given by the rain for its readers. Okay, so the first two lines clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay, now what answer is given by the rain? The rain says, I am the poem of the earth. It is a very beautiful line. Please underline, and very important also. Said the voice of the rain. Now see, the voice of the rain in the third line is the title of the poem. So the poem says that I am the poem of the earth, and eternal I rise, impalpable, out of the land and the bottomless sea. So the rain tells its origin that it is rising from the land and the bottomless sea. And where it is going? It is going upward to the heaven, whence vaguely formed, altogether changed, and yet the same. So the rain replies to the question of the poet, and he says that the rain is the poem of the earth, and it arises from the land in the form of a vapor from the bottomless sea. And then where it goes, it goes upward to the heaven. So heaven here refers to sky. And then what happens the moment it reaches the sky? What happens? It changes its form. Okay, it changes its form means it changes to cloud, and then it condensation takes place, water droplets are formed. And see, the rain is also telling altogether change and yet the same. So the rain is changing, but at core it remains the same. So underline this line also, although altogether changed and yet the same. I descend to lave the draughts, atomies, dust layers of the globe. And so what duties the rain does? Rain then again comes back. See, I descend, and then what it does, to lave the droughts. So wherever it is dry and it is after the summer season, there is droughts are there, so the rain pacifies that, and it washes the earth, it purifies the earth, and it beautifies the earth. And so the here see, globe means the earth, and the rain says that I fall downwards, and I wash the tiny particles and the dust layers, and I I make the earth pure, and I beautify it. Okay, clear up till here?
Yes, miss.
Yes. And all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. And forever, day and night, I give back life to my own origin. So the again the rain says that it falls, and it washes the dust and the tiny particles. It makes the earth beautiful, and then it also says that it gives nourishment to the seeds, which were, if the rain would have not come, they would have been hidden in the earth, and they would have not grown into beautiful plants and trees. So the rain not only washes the dust particles, it gives life to the sea. And that is why I say it is written, without me were seeds only latent and unborn. So if the water would have not been there, if the rainwater would have not been there, the seeds would have been inactive. Okay, and they would have remained unborn. So the rain provides life. Okay, it nourishes, it enriches the planet. Okay. And forever, by day and night, I give back life to my own origin. So the rain again says that it is the rain is like a life provider. It provides life to the its own origin, and make pure and beautify. So the rain, from where it is born, it again comes back like a cycle. It is like a cycle. It comes again, it comes back to the earth. It comes back to its origin, and it purifies and beautifies the planet earth. Okay, it makes it more beautiful. You can say it enriches, it nourishes, it provides life to the planet. Okay, to the globe, to the planet or earth. And then see, the last two lines, the poet has written in parentheses. Okay, it is in brackets. he says, for song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering, wrecked or unwrecked, duly with love returns. So when the poet was talking to the rain, when they were having a conversation, the question that the poet asked and the rain is answering, after that the poet, this lines in brackets signify that this is poet's own thought, that it is not the conversation between the rain and the poet anymore. The conversation has stopped when the rain says that it makes the earth more beautiful and purifies it. Then the poet thinks, he has a perception. He thinks that the origin of the rain is compared to the origin of the song in the heart of the poem. Okay, see, for song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering, wrecked or unwrecked, duly with love returns. So the poet says that when the song origins has a origin in the heart of the poet, and then again it travels. Okay, it travels, it goes to the readers, and they read it. Some like it, some dislike it, some appreciate it, some criticize it. See, they are wrecked or unwrecked, whatever the case may be. But what happens again? The song returns back to the heart of the poem with due love, and here the poet ends the poem. So this is how the poem tells us or states us the conversation between the poet and the rain and the drops of the rain, and it is a celebration of the philosophy of life. Okay, and it here the poet also praises the nature and humans' role in the nature. Okay, how we all are interconnected, how the rain is getting its origin from the earth, and then it nourishes the earth. It nourishes the same earth which gives origin to the rain. So this is being told in the poem. Have you followed, Mandira?
Yes, miss.
Okay, any questions to ask?
No, miss.
Okay, so how was the class?
Miss, excellent.
Thank you.